Hello, as you can see, I'm back from Belfast. I had an absolutely amazing time. It was so much more fun than I thought it would be. I mean, I knew it was going to be amazing as soon as I got on the plane. Because you know when you're on a plane and like the pilot announces stuff before you're about to take off? Well, our pilot at one point, he went on and he was like, I'm your pilot basically for this flight and my name is Shane Egan. And that may have excited me a bit more than it should have, really. Because if you've watched my Westlife video, you'll know that my two favourite members from Westlife are Shane Filan and Cian Egan. And if you put them together, you get Shane Egan. And that was our pilot's name. Seriously, I was like, oh my god, this is just... what are the chances? We got to Belfast, we went to our hotel, we had an amazing dinner on Friday night. It was seriously the best steak and chips I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm a big fan of steak and chips. It's my favourite meal. Whenever I go to a restaurant or somewhere, I always order steak and chips because it's just, I love it. And the steak and chips that I had in Belfast is definitely one of the best steak and chips I've ever had. It was just, it was so yummy. You probably think I'm a weird person now, going on about food like that. But it's true, I do like my meat. We also had sticky toffee cake with Bailey's butterscotch sauce for pudding, and that was just heavenly. It was amazing. It just melted in my mouth. I was like, oh. And now you probably think I'm more of a freak than I was before. Anyway, that basically sums up my Friday, pretty much food and sleeping at the hotel. On Saturday, we went on a black cab tour around Belfast, which is kind of like the touristy open bus tours that you have in London or like in other major cities of the world, I imagine. But this was basically all done in a taxi, so it was just you and whoever you were with on your trip, and the taxi driver, and no other people with you to like interrupt. So it was literally, it was more intimate, I guess. And that means that I'd never experienced anything like that before, so it was a very unique and special experience. Yeah, it was weird. We went outside our hotel and our taxi driver was waiting for us and he introduced himself to us and he was like, hi, I think his name was James, and he was like, what's your name? And we had to introduce ourselves to him. And then the weirdest thing was that when we got inside the taxi, he came and sat with us, like, in the back. And for a moment, me and my mom were both really confused. We were like, what? Like, who's going to drive then? Who is this man? Why is he sitting with us? But then we realised that he was going to be doing that many, many times over the next, 2 hours. Basically, he came and sat with us in the back of the taxi every few minutes and, explained to us a bit about the history of Belfast. And then he drove for another, maybe 5 minutes, and then the strange thing happened again. So he would come back and, explain to us a bit about what we were seeing at that time. And we followed that same routine for about an hour and a half. I have to say, although I'm not usually interested in history and stuff, the history of Belfast actually fascinated me quite a bit. They have quite a sad history, actually, because most of the things that the taxi driver was telling us was about how the Catholics and Protestants have been fighting for years and years, and all the problems they've had because of that, because of religion. I found out that the city of Belfast basically has many, many walls, I think 17 walls, which separate different parts of Belfast. I'm going to show you a few clips now of some of the walls that I saw.
Since I came awake, that today was a special day. Yeah, it was. I left the office in a blur. She knows I'm coming home to her. Yeah, she does. And it's a shame that nobody knows this thing that we got. But we'll be the same way no matter if they know it or not. So it doesn't really matter, 'cause me and Caroline, we're gonna take the car down the road. We'll go wherever she wants to go, and we'll make it home in time. We'll turn the radio way down low, and baby we'll pour the wine, just me and Caroline.
All these walls have been made at some point throughout history to kind of separate different groups of religion. It was very interesting and also very sad because it made me think, how sad it is that so many people have got killed or hurt because of religion and the differences between them. I'm also going to tell you a fun quote that the taxi driver said. Titanic was made by the Irish and sunk by the English. Yeah, I found that quote quite amusing. We also went to a food market, which was very cool, and had possibly the best fish and chips ever. And yes, I'm going on about food again. I'm so sorry. Anyway, on Saturday night, as we were leaving the hotel to go to the theatre to see Avenue Q, my mum suddenly went to me, "Sam, look at those people over there. I think I recognise them from something." And I looked left, and right in front of me, I saw Jay and Siva from The Wanted. This is exactly how I was at the time. I was like, what? Apparently they were staying at the same hotel as we were. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do now? Like, I don't want to miss my chance of seeing them and getting a picture maybe, but at the same time I didn't want to be late for Avenue Q. I was like, oh, obviously this is more important at the moment. So me and my mum basically made a turn and went back to the hotel, and I went up to them and asked for a picture. And they were both really nice, especially Jay. He was so lovely. I think he knew that I was quite shy and a bit nervous, so he was really nice to me. He was like, hi babes, like, you look really nice. It was so, oh, I love him. He was so nice. So yeah, after my brief encounter with two of the members of The Wanted, I was all hyper and excited, and I was like, oh my god. So all the way on our way to the theatre, I was just thinking about how amazing it was that I just randomly met them like that. Then we got to the theatre, I met up with one of my friends and we went to see Avenue Q, and the show was amazing. It was probably one of my favourite Avenue Q shows ever. The crowd was amazing. I think the people of Belfast definitely love Avenue Q. They got a standing ovation in the end as well, it doesn't happen much with Avenue Q, but I was very happy for them. Then we went back to our hotel, and when we got to the hotel, we saw that there was a group of girls waiting outside the hotel, and I thought, well, obviously that means that someone famous is in the hotel, because why else would they be waiting? And then I spotted Lloyd Daniels from The X Factor taking pictures with some of the fans there, and I thought, well, obviously he can't be the only person here, because Lloyd, as much as Lloyd's nice and stuff, I don't think that there'd be so many girls waiting outside just for Lloyd, because he's not that famous. So we went in and waited inside the lobby for a while, and after about maybe 10 minutes, the members of the Saturdays, the girl group Saturdays, came inside one by one, and it was so surreal. I was like, what is going on here? Now, I'm a very shy person in real life. I don't know if that comes across in my videos, but especially when it comes to like celebrities and stuff, I'm not the type of fan to like go up to them and be like, oh my god, I love you. And I was like, hello, can I please have a picture? So I was a bit like, I wasn't very sure if I should go up to them and ask for a picture, but in the end, I got a picture with three of the Saturdays, Rochelle, Frankie, and Vanessa. And then we still waited for a while, and there was also some kind of private party going on, because we could hear the music, the loud music. But then in the end we decided to just go to our rooms, and I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning that I heard noises outside my room, and I could hear Alexandra Burke's voice, and so I was like, okay, she's here on the same floor as us, and that was just amazing. Basically, it turned out that the weekend that we were in Belfast, loads of other celebrities from the UK were also in Belfast doing shows and stuff, and most of them were apparently staying in the same hotel as us. So I think Dayless were there, Alexander Burke was there, Ollie Murs, The Wanted. It was mental. And if you think the excitement ends there, the weirdest thing happened when we went to the airport the next day to come back to London, and we were just sat there kind of like waiting to board on the plane, when all of a sudden all the members of Saturdays came there as well, like appeared in front of us, and I was like, oh my god, they're going to be going on the same plane as us. And indeed they did, and that was just crazy. That has never happened to me before. I mean, what are the chances, seriously, to be on the same plane as the Saturdays going back to London? It was just so cool. Those sat about like maybe 4 or 5 rows behind us on the plane. I could actually hear them all throughout the plane journey because they talk quite loudly. And yeah, again, I was like, oh my god, I really want a picture with them, but I don't know if I should ask for gifts. I don't want to bother them and stuff. And also because Molly's my favourite member of Saturdays, and I didn't get a picture with her in the hotel, so I was like, maybe I could ask her just for a picture when we land in London. And in the end, I finally managed to get the courage to actually go up to them and ask them for a picture, which was really nice. Molly was really lovely. She was like, yeah, sure. And then, yeah, I got a picture with all of them, actually, apart from Una. So this is the picture now. But yeah, all in all, it was a very exciting, random, awesome trip. I had so much fun. And I love Belfast as well. It's an amazing city. The people are amazing. I love their accents. And the funny thing is, the thing that was meant to be the highlight of my trip, which was Avenue Q, ended up being probably the least exciting thing that happened on the trip because of all these random things that happened out of nowhere. I also got this as a souvenir from Belfast. I don't know if you can see it, but it says, there are only 2 kinds of people in the world, the Irish and those who wish they were. I'm afraid I fall under the latter category, the type of people who wish they were Irish.